What's up, YouTube? How's it going? Welcome back. It's another episode of MAMS. My name is Cody. That below me is Brett.
Hello.
Behind him is a flower on a pond with a bug flying around. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's got a little bee. And then it resets after a few seconds.
Yeah. Shush. Don't tell them. This is the Morning After Music Show. Today we are reviewing the third album, brand new, from a little band called Moontooth. It's called Phototroph. Okay?
Yeah.
Never heard of these guys before until these singles came out. And I, Brett, was impressed. I have been colored impressed by them, by what we found and what we heard.
Have you?
Yes. I know you kind of gave me a little preview earlier of how you were feeling. How are you feeling on this?
It's all right.
It's all right. Okay.
It's not bad. You know, it's not the worst thing I've ever heard in my life or anything like that. It's just it didn't wow
click.
me. Yeah. Didn't vibe too well with me.
Well, chat, YouTube, it clicked for me. I'll tell you that. I just have a quick question of the day. Brett, if you had to pick a favorite song off of this album, which one would you pick?
Oh, shite. Give me a second.
All right, while you do that, I'll let you know. I really like the opener, I Revere. Just like how in the Dirty Heps episode, please go watch that and get that more than just 12 views. I said that the start to that album was a perfect like morning at the beach kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, except I'm in the woods. Okay? That's how I feel for waking up in the mountains and all that stuff, even though, you know, I'm not there right now. Yeah. But like I've been listening to this album first thing in the morning every week, every day this week. And waking up to that, dude, it's just so pretty and just comes in so nice. There's a lot of moments I like off this album. Like Carry Me Home's good. The Ender, Phototroph is I love how the album ends. I don't care for that song. Really?
I think it's a little too random. It feels weird. I would say the two songs I liked a lot were Alpha Howl and The Conduit.
Okay.
Those
two of the singles?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I would have to agree. All right. Well, Brett, look at this photograph. Every time I do it makes me laugh. This is, as I said, the third album from Moontooth. They're from Long Island, New York, I believe. I didn't write it down. It was released on Friday the 13th in May of this year. It has 11 tracks coming in at a quick 42 minutes and 21 seconds, which I think about the perfect length for an album, honestly.
Yeah.
Around the 45 minute mark.
That's plenty. Because you can tell when it's like just under 40, you're like, needs another song. But when it's over, it's like, other than Dirty Heads, that was a long ass album, but it didn't feel like it.
No, it sped by.
Yeah, it did. But yeah, no, that's perfect length.
Yeah, especially for a prog album. Usually the issue with those is that it becomes homework to listen to. I didn't feel like this was so much homework. Like I kept it on repeat and it just kept going, and I'm like, I'm just fine with this. This is great.
This to me, it felt like homework this week.
Okay.
It did.
The performers on this album were John Carbone on vocals, Nick Lee on the guitar and backing vocals, Vin Romanelli on the bass, and Ray Marte on the drums and backing vocals. No features this time around, just them. It was produced by one Mr. Josh Wilbur, who we have seen on 2 episodes of this show so far. On the Trivium in the Court of the Dragon. He produced that one. As well as, Day to Remember, You're Welcome. He was one of the producers on that. But remember.
All right, I'm just going to point this out.
Uh-huh.
I did not care for either of those albums.
I know. But was it the production you didn't care for on those?
I don't know. I mean, maybe at this point.
I don't know. The Day to Remember ones. The Day to Remember one is hard because there were just so many chefs in the kitchen. There were like 8 producers on that thing.
Yeah. But like, I don't think any of them sound bad. I think they all sound good.
Yeah, so, just weird coincidence that you didn't like those two. But have you liked any of these albums? Because some of his other work is very good.
Okay.
Personal favorite of mine, Limp Bizkit, Chocolate Starfish, and Hot Dog Flavored Water.
Okay.
He did the mixing on. He also did some work on some 41s. Does this look infected?
All right, finally one I like.
Atreyu, The Curse.
I like that one.
Chevelle, This Type of Thinking Could Do Us In.
I do like that one.
The self-titled and Nightmare albums from Avenged Sevenfold. Gorgira's L'Enfant Sauvage. In addition to In the Core of the Dragon, also from Trivium, Silence in the Snow and Sin in the Sentence. And I think the most, those three. Motionless in White's Graveyard Shift. And, are you ready? Because this is
Hit me.
The Lamb of God guy. He's worked on As Palaces Burn, Sacrament, Wrath, Resolution, and others I didn't bother putting on the list.
Because it's more than 4.
Yeah, it's literally every Lamb of God album.
Oh, okay. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So he's actually Chris Adler.
Yeah, he is. He's actually Chris Adler in disguise.
In disguise the whole time.
Also, Ray, the drummer, also helped produce with him.
Okay, well real quick on the question about that. Chris Adler found and helped produce This to the Apocalypse.
Okay.
Is that guy also involved?
It'll be interesting to find out. I don't know. I'm not looking at his, it's just what I got written down.
Fair enough.
There were many others on here that I recognize, but those were like the big names.
Okay.
The singles for this album were Carry Me Home, Nymphaeaceae, I can't, dude,
what?
It's the flower. It's the flower. It's the water lily.
Wait, hold on.
Nymphaeaceae.
Pull it up for everyone. This one right here.
Yeah, it's an SAT word, like panopticon from Silent Planet.
Okay.
Actually, I looked up the definition for the album, Phototroph. It is an organism that obtains energy from sunlight for the synthesis of organic compounds. So, plants. It's a
plant.
It's college. It's a college word for plants.
Wow.
Big brain guys. These guys.
Big brain.
Also, Alpha Howl and Conduit, to which you said were your favorite tracks off this album.
Yes.
And yeah. Let me. I'll kick off this conversation. You said that it didn't really click for you. It did for me. Over the course of this week and then a little bit extra because we kind of fucked up the schedule a little bit. Who cares?
That's fine.
I wasn't listening to this like nonstop the entire time, but every time I did come back to it, every time you were listening to it on stream while you were doing Gran Turismo, come watch those, please. Twitch.tv/GeekRepublic with an underscore in there. Really just vibed. I'm wearing the Mastodon shirt. I kind of, like Mastodon a little bit. Josh also, but he's not here. Yeah, I love this whole thing from front to end. It really scratches that pog itch without being too overbearing for me. Like, every song is under 5 minutes about? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the album moves quickly. Like, a lot of really cool riffs. The guitar work is phenomenal. I thought it was crazy how both Every Time I Die and Moontooth sounds more southern than most southern bands, and they're both from fucking New York.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's going on there?
I think that has to do with the New York hardcore scene.
True.
For some reason, New York hardcore and southern mix pretty well. I don't get it, but that's just the way it is for some reason. Yeah.
Also, the vocalist sounds like LeJean Witherspoon, the Seven Dust guy. A lot of very soulful.
Okay, I can
singing.
see that.
And I know that vocals and lyrics don't really technically matter to you as much as they do to me. But being that vocals is my instrument that I'm most proficient at. Beep beep. The vocal work was. I think that's probably what stuck to me the most.
Really?
I love that kind of, I said earlier in the pre-show that I saw a review that someone said it's like Godsmack and Stain, but they're actually talented.
Yeah.
I can't disagree with that, and I like both those bands. not so much anymore because of reasons, but back in the 90s, that was my shit, you know? Early 2000s, it's a very nostalgic feeling band.
First band I ever really saw.
Yeah. I also
like, I get it. I get it.
I get a lot of like CKY, Mastodon, Maylene, and Clutch vibes from them, but with a bunch of grunge thrown in there as well. It's a very grungy 90s sounding album.
Okay.
You know, Jason in chat said earlier, if you would have told us they came out in like, you know, early to mid 2000s, you'd totally believe it. But yeah, they sound huge for a 4-piece. You know, we don't really get a lot of 4-pieces where it's just one guitar, a bass, a drummer, and a singer, and then they sound this full on top of it. I don't know. I feel like it's a nice summer jam for the bros. Like if you were to throw this on at a pool party, and then these songs come on, I think everyone, even though they don't know who this is and they don't give a shit, would probably vibe to it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like that's kind of how I felt this whole time too. Like when I was racing and stuff, like it was, you know, I'm sitting there kind of, you know.
Yeah, you're doing this. You're cat jamming the whole time.
I'm doing the thing.
Yeah.
But there was something about it that I'm just like, this isn't. I'm never gonna go out of my way for this. You know, it's just, if it's there, great. If it's not, I don't feel like I'm missing much. Like I was kind of mentioning earlier too, during the pre-show. It's like I wouldn't go to their headlining show. I would go to a show that they were like that. You know, like the Dance Gavin Dance album. You know, I would go to that. But I would like if it was vice versa, or you know, just no Dance Gavin Dance really. Like I wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
But you're also not a fan of all those bands that I mentioned,
right?
Except Maylene, and you know.
Yeah, I love Maylene, but like.
Yeah, but like you just enjoy Mastodon. You're familiar with CKY and Clutch because of BAM.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, I mean, fucking Carver City is right there on the wall.
Yeah,
right
exactly,
now.
Exactly.
You know, like. Yeah. And this sounds more like the later CKY albums than, you know, Volume 1 or IDR.
Yeah, it's just there's, I don't know. Like personally, the when you're talking about the vocals, I actually like the weird effect that he's got going, that kind of Mastodon-y kind of sound. I don't care for. It's weird. Like it sounds like there's distortion, but they're overdrive.
The Pearl Jam vocals.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's just the whatever effect is going on is always just kind of hit my ears weird. Okay. I never cared for it.
Maybe a live performance would change it, because I watched some live footage of him earlier, and he has a very good voice. Very good voice.
I'm not saying he doesn't have a bad voice. It's just the whatever tone they're going for.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is that like those effects aren't there. It's just like
true. It's just raw.
Just his voice. Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, there's. Go. You continue. You continue.
I pretty much said all I had to say. I really like this.
Okay.
I mean, I'll tell you what. Last night, I went ahead. They had a very nice psychedelic tour poster that probably looked rad in blacklight on their Bandcamp that's signed by them. Bought it. Throwing it up in the fucking living room. Yeah. So it'll be here soon. Also, after that, I went ahead. I bought the album.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Brett, I will go so far as to say that so far, with the albums that have come out for 2022, this is my album of the year so far.
Really?
I will go so far to say this is Frank Turner's probably a close second, even though it didn't rank as high as Lee McKinney. But
was Lee this year? No.
Lee was the beginning of the year.
Was he?
That was the first new album we did. Yeah.
Oh. No shit.
First or second.
No shit.
So, and that one can't be number one. I haven't gone back and listened to any of it as much as I liked it at the time. You know?
What else has come out this year?
Not a whole lot.
I say not a lot, right?
Not a whole lot. At least not that we've
actually liked.
It's not going to be Wolves at the Gate or fucking Bad Omens.
No.
I'd say for you probably either Billy Talent was also good, and the Under Oath one wasn't bad. Anyway, point is, so far, this is in contention for my album of the year. Now, will it end up being album of the year? Probably not. We got a lot of good stuff like Alexis on Fire and DDG, despite the recent news.
We also have August Runs Red coming out and potentially a Crystal Lake album coming out.
We got Muse.
Devil Wears Prada.
Like, Census Fail.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of stuff coming out.
There's a lot of good stuff.
So, I mean, that's only up till September. We don't know what's coming out in the last fucking quarter yet.
Exactly.
So, we'll end up probably in the top 10 for me.
Okay.
But at the moment, album of the year.
Interesting. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, you know what?
There's moments in here where, you know, I agree with you. I think the riffs are awesome. Like, that's why I like the Conduit a lot. The weird offbeat thing that's going on, and then it goes on to the onbeat. I mean, one that's a 100% under oath. But anyways, it's cool. I like that. You know, but then there's parts in these other songs where I'm like, why are you doing this? This is the most cliche. Like, just don't do that. You could have thought of anything else. Anything else, it would have been okay. Don't do this. And I don't know, but it's because that's not just once for me, it stands out.
Okay.
You know? And then I start thinking about it, and then I start looking for that in the other songs, because now it's happening more than a couple times. I'm like, where else is it? You know, I don't know. If you told me this was their first album, I would have believed you. Okay. You know, it's a little surprising that this is not their first album, or at least their second album. Like, this is their third album, right?
Third, yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? Enough about us. Let's take a little pause. Let's go to another show I like to call Viewed, Skewed, and Reviewed. The podcast within a podcast. I've gone through the internet and found out what they thought of this album. And Brett, internet's pretty positive on this one.
I believe it.
Give you a little spoiler.
I believe that.
Angry Metal Guy gave it an 8. Metal Injection, big fat 10. Distorted Sound, 8. Ghost Cult Magazine, 9. New Noise Magazine, 8. Boolin Tunes, Josh, it's your favorite. Where are you? Boolin Tunes gave it a 9. Sputnik, the reviewer, the staff member, gave it a 9. The users gave it a 7.6. GBHBL, which I think is like good brains. I don't know. We've talked about them before. Okay. They have a big old long name. They gave it an 8, but their user base gave it an 8.96. Maximum Volume Music gave it an 8.5. Toilette of L gave it a 10.
A 10?
Another 10, yeah. Noise.co.uk gave it an 8. Album of the Year's user base had it at 7.3, and Rate Your Music's user base had a 6.5, making it the lowest on the list. Prog Archives gave it a 7, and Metal Storm gave it a 7.67. And then over on YouTube, we got 3 9s across the board. Metal Meltdown, Metal Epidemic, and Rocked all gave it a 9. So, what would you say the average?
Very optimistic. Way higher than I was expecting. Oh shit, dude. Fuck it. Initial D, 8.6. It's getting an 8.6.
Ooh. It's actually 8.38.
Oh, okay.
So you're a little high. The 6.5 definitely did bring it. You need to be for this album.
I do. But damn.
Yeah.
All right, so since we're doing it the bit, do you think Josh would agree with that?
I honestly think so.
I think so too.
Yeah, that actually does seem.
That seems like
pretty good for Josh.
Because he does like all that kind of music as well.
Yeah, me and him do agree on that front for fucking sure. All right, well, Brett, you got your score?
I do. It's not that.
I got my score. Yeah, I figured.
It's not that.
Hey, you know what? Neither is mine. I'll kick us off. I really like the song. I liked everything. Like I said, album of the year contender. So all of my things are going to be positive. Songwriting lyrics, I give it a 9.13. The more I was reading the lyrics with the songs going on, it was just like poetry. Like, there wasn't too much deep thought going on, and like, but there was at the same time. Like, you could tell that he's writing something very close to him, and sounds like dude just likes to get high and write lyrics, and I'm all about that. Musicianship, I gave it a 9.63. Everyone is playing their parts very, very well. The riffs are really cool. The bass is doing a lot of stuff. The drums are great. I said the singing earlier, one of the highlights for me personally. Production, I gave it a 10. It is clear as day. I don't think production-wise anything was out of step. You know, everything sounds good. Every instrument sounds very clear. You can actually hear the vocals, which, you know, you can't really say anymore. My Chem, the new Panic song, where the vocals are, for some reason, the hiding. Yeah. I don't get it. Originality.
I mean, TV's doing it now too.
Exactly. Like, the vocal is like one of the lead things.
Yeah, it's kind of what we need to hear.
Yeah. Originality, I did just give it an 8.5. Not the most original thing in the world. Doesn't really need to be. But as far as that, 8.5. No harm, no foul. And memorability, give it a 9. I come back to every song and I'm like, oh yeah, it's this one. And yeah, they just grew on me so much. So my overall score came out to be a 9.25.
A 9.25.
Yeah. I had to make sure it was higher than what I gave Lee, since that's currently out of this year our highest one.
All right, fair enough. God damn, that's high though. I was nowhere near any of those numbers.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll even us out.
Yes. I'm not gonna shit on the album. I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing in the world, but no, I thought the songwriting lyrics, I more towards the songwriting, I thought it wasn't that good. I thought it was just parts were too, you know, this is where you're supposed to go, so this is what we do, you know. But there's also parts that are just so random that to me they didn't, like, how did we get here? Other than drugs and stuff, like how did we get here? You know, the musicianship was really good. You know, no denying that they are pretty damn good players. The production is, I gave it like a 7, or no, I gave it an 8.5 because I agree it does sound really good. I don't care so much for the Mastodon clutch, very high mid guitar tone.
Okay.
That's just fair. Personally, that's just not my thing.
You always tend to lean more towards bands that have a really like thick low end.
Yeah. I like a really thuddy tone, but like clear, but very clear.
Your two instruments were drums and bass and oboe.
Yeah. Which I just had to go sell off. That was why I walked to the post office.
Nice. Finally
get rid of that damn thing. But yeah, and like I said earlier, that tone, that sound, whatever effect they use on the vocals to get that Mastodon clutch, all that, you know, all that kind of shit. The reason why I like Maylene so much is because he doesn't do that. He just knows how to growl, and so he doesn't need effects on him. And then when he sings, he just layers. It's like good enough. This is like a weird layer / weird overdrive because it's not really, you know, none of these are real screams, you know, there's not an actual distortion, but it sounds like he can't, I'm sure he can, but like it sounds like he's not doing the kind of grimy sound. So they're putting an effect on it to do it.
It's funny you mentioned that. I said earlier, I went back and listened to their first album earlier today, and there was a moment of actual like screams.
I'm sure he can do. Like he sounds like he can do it. But like it sounds like in the production side they said don't. We'll put the effect on you. And I don't. And it's just it's that tone. It just hits me wrong.
Okay.
And so that's, you know, I lowered my, that's why I only gave like a 8.5. The originality, that was the next one. I don't think it's as original, man. I've heard these riffs before. Granted, I guess for what they're doing, it's done well, it's packaged well. But there's, you know, we keep mentioning the same 4 or 5 bands, and it's like there's a reason why. You know, you've heard them. And I don't think there was enough different to make these guys stand out among those bands that makes it unoriginal, you know, or I'm sorry, truly original. So I gave that like a 6 or something like that. It was pretty low.
Okay.
And then memorability was like a 6 or 7 because like I remember I remember parts, but like it's just
it all kind of blended for you.
Yeah, it did. It did, and that's why I listened to it so much, because I was like, I don't want it to blend. I want to know what I'm talking about when we do this. But man, I was having a hard time actually, like, this is where this song stops.
I will say, if the opening track didn't stand out so much to me when I was listening to it, there were plenty of times where I was just, okay, I'm in it again.
Yeah, dude, especially on Spotify, because Spotify's got like an EP version or the singles after it, and it's just the same. It's track 1 through 4. So you're basically replaying just the album. It just stops early. And I would be like, I look over, I was like, how fucking long is this? And I'm like, oh, this is the second time I'm hearing the song.
Yeah. Well, your last stream, you're halfway through the album again, and you're like, oh, yeah, we're back here.
It's like, oh, okay, we're here again.
Yeah.
Shit. So yeah, it's, I got to think about that.
Yeah, of course.
So that's just, I know, I mean, according to the fucking internet, that's not what everyone else is thinking. But that's just my personal take.
Yeah, and that's all this. Hey, that's why we find an average out of everybody. So,
like, so I don't hate. I'm not trying to hate. It's just something wasn't clicking for me for this.
Hey, listen, if we all agreed all the time on everything, this show wouldn't be entertaining.
True.
We got to have some differing opinions every once in a while. And like I said, I will agree to disagree on all your points. I get what you're saying. It just didn't bother me as much.
Yeah. And I get that. And, it's because again, Josh is the same way. He knows what I'm talking about, but it doesn't faze him. It doesn't affect him that way.
All right. So what was your overall?
My overall 7.3.
Okay.
It was up, yeah.
Okay.
So
right, well,
still passing.
Let me plug these in.
Still passing. Oh man, I've got like this one
still passing
fucking hair that's like, hey, we're gonna go the wrong way.
8.38. So yeah, as of the last couple shows that Josh hasn't been around, we're using the internet average for his average. So let's go over to the old Monolith.
Songs were added. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Let me find out where we are. Okay. I found it.
I don't think we're in the top 20, are we?
Might be. Where do you think we're landed? Let's start there.
Oh. Say a 9.25, an 8.4, basically, and a 7.3. Oh. It's funny the song's playing too here because I'm thinking 8.6.
I'm thinking 8.6.
I'm thinking 8.6.
What number is that?
That would be 10. Around 10.
You are very high on it.
Am I? Okay.
Yeah. It's actually all the way. It's going to be down here.
Oh shit! So I do have to scroll.
Yep. Now.
Wow.
Yeah, yours brought it down a whole lot.
I'm also looking at the album just below it.
You know, kind of fitting. Kind of fitting. So, what do you think the number is going to be now?
Is it the one in between those two numbers? Is it an 830?
It is actually an 831. We have a three-way tie for 831.
Wow.
So.
No way.
Yep. Where does it go? I'm putting up. If anyone's in chat wants to do the poll, I'm putting it up now.
Where's Toddy? Get Toddy in here. She'll vote with me. Because you know where I'm going to vote. Which one goes top? I personally, I am A-okay with that order. I'll just go out there and say that one. I'm good with that order.
Let's see. We have it up. I've voted. We are split. Jason, anyone in chat? We're gonna need you to vote as well.
Why is it not updating on my side?
What do you think,
I voted
Josh?
as the Gate for Hope going.
Okay.
Well, I know he's gonna say above Lee.
Do you think he'd say above Lydia? Is the main question.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Vote for above Lee.
Because Maylene's not there.
Yeah.
Maylene would have been there. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because I have a feeling too that Josh is gonna pick Maylene over Moontooth. Which I would. If it was if it stayed as is, I would be. I would pick Maylene every time.
Yeah, I think we could come in the middle, and I would be fine with it going above Lee.
I accept it. I get it. Because I think if Josh was here, I'd be outvoted anyways.
Yeah.
And I know that's just what he's gonna pick.
Why
that got all fucked up.
Yeah, why does it do that?
I don't know.
There we go.
There you go.
All right, your new number 20. Highest one for this year, though. So it did come out where I hoped, yeah. Lee McKinney has finally been knocked off the pedestal.
And I mean, really, it's the same score.
Yeah, it's the same. But we do know Josh would have voted this way. I don't think he'd put it above Lydia.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go.
Okay.
Interesting. Well, there you have it. Your new number 20. Not bad, considering, fucking the top 20 is hard.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I still gotta pick an album.
You still do have to pick an album.
Oh, man.
Hey, the tape went away.
It did. I didn't get it back in time.
Okay.
That was part of dude, everything went away.
Weird.
I even had to re-get our fucking names.
What the fuck?
Yeah, everything was gone.
Weird. Anyway, what are you thinking? You said you had some in mind. What were you? Give me some hints. What were you thinking of?
Well, so here's the deal.
Okay.
If we do the Josh Hates Things album, we're doing Dream Theater.
Okay.
If we're not going to do that, then there's a couple we can pick from.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends on. Do you want to do kind of metal, or do you want to do prog radio rock?
Prog radio rock.
All right, so we're gonna do Second Law from Muse.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Interesting. That was the more electronic one, right?
It had Madness on it, but the album is not electric.
Okay.
No.
All right.
The album has a lot of songs that were. One of them was for the Olympics. One of them was for World War Z. One of them was for James Bond. One of them was Madness.
That's all over the place.
Yeah, one of them's a David Bowie basically song. Oh yeah, it's.
So here's the thing.
It was a big album.
This is the only Muse album I own.
Is it?
But I have never listened to it because when I tried listening, I just bought it on a whim because I liked Madness.
It's a cool album cover too.
It's a very cool album cover, but for whatever reason at the time, I just could not get into it. So I've always wanted to go back to this one.
Huh. Okay.
So now's the perfect time.
Yeah, well, now's a great time. That cool. Is so. Yeah, it's. If you like Muse, like kind of older Muse, you'll like this album.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, hey chat, join us next week for that. We're doing Thursday again.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool. Thursday is fine. All right. YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. Let the guys from Moontooth know. They're currently our album of the year for 2022. Just barely.
Just barely.
But they are. And which is great because it's fucking June. Year's halfway over. We just got someone new. Lee's been sitting there since the second week. So
this year's been rough, man. This first half of the year's been rough.
But we got a great second half of the year to look forward to. If you want to join us for that second half of the year, join us in Twitch and do all the YouTube stuff. You know what the fuck the deal is.
Yeah.
Brett, anything else?
Do it for Dale.
Do it for Dale. Have a musable day. Okay? See you next time.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.